Ubisoft Forward is just around the corner on July the 12th, and today I want to talk about 5 things I want to see from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Not that that's the only game being shown off, but that is what we cover here on this channel. So I want to talk about that today along with a couple other announcements that I do have for the channel. So remember that before we start, that if you do enjoy the video, make sure you leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like. So remember to leave it a nice,
thick,
and juicy like, and if you want more content like this, then remember to subscribe. Speaking of subscribing, because there is that big sexy red subscribe button down there, we are very close to 1,000 subscribers. By the time this video goes up, or maybe the next one, I'm not sure, we could be there. So I either want to give you a predetermined thank you or point out that you should subscribe so we can go ahead and hit 1,000. Now, having to do with that, I will also be moving here soon. So if I am a little late on the 1,000 subscribers special, then that is why. I am pre-recording this, so you know, kind of a little bit of weird stuff there. We will have a good party when I do come back, so just want to give you guys a heads up on that. Now let's jump into these 5 topics. What 5 things do we want to see from Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Well, number 5 is going to be social stealth, or really any stealth gameplay at all. That pretty much has not been an emphasis in the past couple of titles, especially social stealth. That's been removed entirely from the game, which is strange in a series where they're kind of one of the tenets of the Creed is to hide in plain sight, but we're going to ignore that. It's a little understandable in Origins. Odyssey didn't just forget social stealth, they also forgot assassins, as well as most other things that do with the series. So I want to see a return to social stealth and an emphasis on more stealthy gameplay. Number 4, since we're getting on to the next one here, just kind of want to run through these pretty quickly. I want to see how upgrading your power level works. I want to see how that changes gameplay, how playing under leveled, I guess. I don't know if that's how we're going to term it in a way, but I want to see how that can affect fighting someone who has greater power than you. Are they just going to destroy you in 5 seconds? Will you still be able to kill them, but they're more likely to kill you type of thing? How's that going to work? I want to see how that works. And this kind of bleeds into my next point where I talk about fighting different kinds of enemies. I want to see different enemy variations in whatever demo they give us. They've been putting a lot of emphasis on how there's going to be many different kinds of enemies and how there can be random weapons that they have, and they'll use different strategies to be able to fight you, and you have to come up with a unique strategy every time you come across a different enemy or set of enemies. And I want to see that because in some of the gameplay leaks, you don't really get a good look at that. Same with things like upgrades. We saw a little bit of that in the leaks. I want to see what coming up on, say, something like a fort would be like, or maybe just a stronghold that we infiltrate. Now, we did see the siege gameplay in the leak, but I feel like that's more of like almost horde gameplay that doesn't really show off how the actual combat kind of one-on-one type of stuff worked. I just want to see a more polished version anyway that probably didn't have all of the bells and whistles that we'll see at the event. I want to see just a little bit more. I want to see those enemy variations. I want to see how the combat is going to look and its more final form, its more polished form. Number 2, we're going over to settlement building. I'm actually really excited about settlement building. One of my favorite things in the older games is things like Monteregione. The homestead missions in Assassin's Creed 3 are one of my favorite parts of that game. I really enjoy those kinds of things in Assassin's Creed games. It really helps build that sense of family and community within these games and within these series. It makes the universe feel a little bit more grounded, like you're taking care of something that is bigger than just the main character. And I really want to see how that works, whether it's, you know, recruiting someone for your raiding party, or maybe you'll be able to go out and find someone who can be a carpenter in your village, or maybe some of them will have dual purposes. Maybe your blacksmith can also come on raids with you, and if you lose him on the raid, then you have to go find another blacksmith, and that can have an effect on the settlement. Maybe that happens with certain people, and that way you're not just, oh, well, I found one guy and he's there for the whole game. It'll kind of add a depth to it and a more personal reason as to why you'll want them to live when you do go on raids, where it's not like, oh, another random NPC died, who cares? I'll just go recruit another one. It'll add kind of a purpose to it, something a little bit more meaningful, something more immersive. I'm very interested to see how that works. Now, everything I just said is speculation. Don't take me as that's what Ubisoft said. That's just kind of how I think they may go about it. It'd be really cool if that's what it was. I kind of doubt that that's what it's going to be, but it would be a cool idea. Now, lastly, this is the most important one, and something that they have to absolutely nail, because the last game kind of missed on it, is, and I've touched on this already, it's kind of a main point in the series, something that's kind of hard to skip over, and that's assassins. I just want to see assassins. It's an Assassin's Creed game. I want to see assassins. I want to see hoods. I want to see the hidden blade. I want to see how we do the one-hit kills. They said we could do one-hit kills in this game. I want to see how that works. I want to see some hidden blade combat. I want to see the hood up. Of all the leaks, I've seen more magical boss fights than I have assassins and hoods. So I just want to see that. It's a very simple request. That's all I want to see. I just want to see the hood up, and I want to see somebody get stabbed with a hidden blade. That's it. That's all I want to see. I mean, we have the Vikings here. They're one of history's biggest villains, and to see a Viking in the menacing, badass hood of an assassin is probably one of the coolest things I can think of, and we've yet to see one. I just want to see it. It hasn't been in any of the marketing. It hasn't been in any of the leaks. I just want to see it. It's been just all I can think of since they announced the game and we haven't seen it yet. I just want to see it. It'd be dope. It'd be awesome. It'd be super, super hyped. And yeah, that's just kind of my biggest request. I feel like it's something that's pretty easy to nail for an Assassin's Creed game, but you know, they've struggled with it here and there in the past. So yeah, those are my 5 things I want to see from Ubisoft Forward for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, I'm trying to get to 1,000, so hit that big sexy subscribe button down there. If I'm already there, thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm kind of pre-recording this because I'm not going to have internet for a while I'm moving. I'm not going to be able to upload. So again, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.